So hello again, everyone. I think we are ready to start. I'd like to welcome everyone to the Career Week. We are very happy to have so many students here joining us. Thank you, Julian, for having us also and sharing some of your knowledge. I love to see the students are interested in entrepreneurship. I think it's a very interesting subject. And Julian here, she has so many knowledge to share with us. So Julian, thank you very much for being here and welcome.
Thank you, Davey, for inviting me. As I said at the beginning, entrepreneurship is a dear subject of mine. So creating your own business, we will learn today how to create your own business. What value does entrepreneurship add, not only to you, but also to the economy and to the society as a whole. So yeah, we can start. I'm happy to see many of my students here. Thank you for joining, and I hope I'll meet the others soon. I would encourage you to participate, ask questions, just say anything, because entrepreneurship, part of it is networking. So if you put your idea out there, you will get feedback from people, which is valuable. So yeah, we will start. A bit about myself. So my name is Julian. I have an Executive International MBA from IE Business School from Spain. I have 20 years of experience in the following fields: in marketing and communication, event and project management, tourism, hospitality, entrepreneurship, leadership, and education. So I used to do events in Jordan. So part of what I do, you can see some of the lovely pictures I've done, concerts I worked on. I worked on Andrea Bocelli's concert. I worked on Dua Lipa concert. I worked on a science festival. I worked on so many festivals and ideas. And all of these ideas are creative ideas, which is part of entrepreneurship. In 2008, if you see here the blue flyer, I was nominated to represent Jordan in the International Young Music Entrepreneur Award. So this award was given to people that are entrepreneurs in the music industry. So you say, oh, festival, event, it is part of the music industry. So I organized a festival in the desert for 8 years, and it became one of the top 10 festivals in the world. I had media coming in from all over the world: MTV, CNN, RTL, travel. So this event started as a party. I wanted to party. I found a gap in the market. When I finished my university, I came back to Jordan and there were no parties. And no entertainment happening. So I realized there is a gap in the market. So, and I used to work with a group of restaurants and outside catering. So when I was doing catering, I was doing it for private groups. So catering involves, the tables, the glasses, the covers, the waiters, the ice, the drinks, everything was there. So I found this gap, and I started a festival from this idea of leveraging the resources I had with the company I worked with. So entrepreneurship is not only doing your own business, it's also identifying gaps in the company you work with, that you come up with an idea, and hopefully if you are in with the right company, they will nurture it. They will give you the resources you need in order to do your own thing. So I started this festival. I was like your age, probably, I don't know, 24. I was 24, 25. It started as a party for me. So I identified the gap, and then suddenly it became work. I did it for 8 years, 8 consecutive years, and I got big DJs like Armin van Buuren, Tiesto, all of these. I don't know if you know them. They're back from my days. So yeah, that's my story. And I also worked in events, in marketing as well, and leadership. And of course, now I'm into education, and I love it. I don't know where I will be, because events industry now is, because of COVID, because of the new rules, because of all of this, I teach my student to identify your transferable skills. See what skills you have that you can use in doing something else, because my industry is now in a coma and I don't know when it's going to come back. So I went into education, but also education will help me out do virtual events. So I'm also doing virtual events. So entrepreneurship is just identifying what is the gap and what you're good at. We will learn. I will move on. Enough about me. So let's talk about entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship. It took me, I don't know how many years to be able to pronounce this, and I still don't know if I pronounce it right. But entrepreneurship, do not worry if you don't know what it means, or if you find it hard to pronounce it. I put it here, entrepreneurship. Anyways, entrepreneurship is a French word that means undertake. Undertake means commit oneself to and begin an enterprise or a responsibility. So entrepreneurship is starting something and going ahead and implementing it, not just having an idea. Entrepreneurship is about seeing opportunities and bringing about change. So it is really inspiring. It is creative. So let's start here. What is the idea? What am I looking at? People that are entrepreneurs, they do things, then they fail. They do it again and they do it again and they keep on doing it and they take risks until it works out. So why do entrepreneurs or entrepreneurship exist? Of course, number one is to make money. If you are a profit, if you are for a profit, if your aim is to make profit, then you need to make money. It's not about having a great idea and putting all your money in it and it does not give you back anything in return. So money is really important. And also another important thing is, why do we do things? To solve a problem for the community. I mean, my problem is there were no events, there were no entertainment, there were no parties. So I've solved the problem for me and my friends and the wider community. So the event that had 300 people ended up with 4,000 people in its last year. So I solved a problem of entertainment, any problem. So this is why entrepreneurship exists. Then ideas. When you have ideas here, how do ideas come? So journal your thoughts every day or every few days, or when you have an idea, say, oh, I cannot find masks, for example, that have a zipper that I can eat from. So this is an idea, right? It could work out. So journal the things that you think that you need and the community around you needs it. So so you can so by this, people around you can benefit from it, you and the people around you. And brainstorm. Brainstorming means getting together with people that are either, even if they're not relevant to this mask idea. Let's say I want to open a restaurant, I want to do a party. I brainstorm. I get you people together in one room and I say, okay, I have this idea, what do you think? And then it gives and take. When you think about it loud, you will understand what the things you can do well, what the things you can enhance, or the idea might be just an idea. It does not make money and it does not solve any problem of with the community. So we move on. And we create another idea and create another idea. So famous entrepreneurs are Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg, the Facebook guy, and Richard Branson. All of these people made it by themselves. They had an idea. And they kept doing it. Even if they failed, and they took risks. And at the end, look where we are. Look where Steve Jobs and Mark's, like their products. Look at where Apple is. Look at Virgin is, where Virgin is. So this is in a nutshell why entrepreneurs exist and why and what entrepreneurship involves. Any questions before I move on? Clear? Okay. Yeah. Anyone wants to add? Okay, great. let me see, this is covering what do you need to become an entrepreneur? What do you need? We can, like, not anyone can be an entrepreneur, but it is, you can actually have the qualities of entrepreneurship, but not do anything. So there's no need for these qualities. So entrepreneurship, the qualities, you need to have passion. Like, see how I speak about the festival I'm doing, or about my work, or about, I have passion. Tenacity. Tenacity means like keep doing things. Not just, okay, an idea, I try it once and then I don't. Determination. Tenacity is determination. Vision as well. Vision to the future. And of course, self-confidence. You need to trust yourself. You are all very smart. You are people that are going to build communities. You are people that will have a vision. So hopefully with your learning at Alpha College and all these, like this, like you being here, you're an entrepreneur. Being in this career week about entrepreneurship, because it's not part of your syllabus. It's not, I'm not going to take, attendance. You are here because you have a vision, you have passion. Also, you need to have a great idea that people are willing to pay money for it. So this is really important. It's not like, oh, I don't care, I'll do the product, and if money is made, money is made. No, you need to have a great idea that people will pay money for. And you need to have a plan. I will teach you a bit, basics of how to do your business plan. And if you need help, please reach out. I will type my email or Davi, you can type my email and send it to you in case you're not in my class. And I'm ready to assist you in whatever plan or idea, brainstorm with you and give you my intake on it. And you need to have a consistent execution of the plan. So you need to be consistent. So if I open a restaurant, for example, the menu that I will do, it needs to be consistent. And the plan that I need to be consistent. Not one day the sandwich tastes like this and the other day it tastes like this. So this is what a business is. It's like a recipe. You need to, be consistent with your vision, with your goals, with your ideas. So yeah, so this is what it takes. So tell me, raise hands. Who believes that you are? Who believes that you're an entrepreneur? If you believe you are an entrepreneur, raise your hand. Anyone? Davi, I know you're an entrepreneur. You can raise your hand.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, you think Davi, you have all of these qualities, I'm sure, right?
Yes, I hope I have.
You do. I'm sure you do. Oh, Ashpreet, amazing, Ashpreet. So Ashpreet is one of my great students, actually. So Ashpreet, if you have an idea, by the end of the class, if we have time, hopefully we will brainstorm some ideas, but also after class, if after the session, you can reach out to me as well. Okay, we have some in the chat. You are Kushi. I know you are. Good, Kushi. Kushi also is one of my great students. So it shows, like my students that are here today, they're not only here today, but they are also great in class. So thank you for being here again. Okay, Garvindir as well. Great, so we have lots of entrepreneurs here. I am so happy. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so what leads to an entrepreneurial opportunity? Why? How do we know there is an opportunity? Yeah, every Sandeep as well. So I'm going back to the chat. Yeah, amazing. So all of you here, I'm so happy. We have like 25 of you here, and if one of you succeeded, you'll invite me and Davi for your grand opening of whatever idea you have. Okay, deal? Okay, so opportunity. You have an opportunity. Thanks, Mandeep. Opportunity. What creates an opportunity? Can someone tell me, let's brainstorm a bit. What can create an opportunity for you to be an entrepreneur?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, please go ahead.
Ma'am, I think risk taking, because without risk, there are no businesses. It's an inevitable fact.
Definitely.
Also,
Mhm.
opportunities are created with the demand.
Excellent. Demand. Can you give me an example, a live example of what's going on now and
Yes, I can.
yes,
Ma'am, actually, before COVID, the demand of sanitizers was not very high. They were only used by doctors and nurses in the hospital. But after COVID, the demand has raised a lot, and many businesses are focusing on hygiene and
excellent.
cleanliness products more and more.
Excellent, Ashpreet. Excellent. Exactly. So we identified something. Okay, although it's COVID for some people, people are not working, but at the same time, it created COVID and Corona created an opportunity for people with, the sanitizers, the health and safety, the masks. So you see people now starting to do their own masks and selling them. So this is an opportunity. There are other opportunities. Let's discuss them one by one. So one of them is demographic change. Demographic change is really interesting, especially here in Canada. In Canada, we are coming from all around the globe. The demographics are changing. So we have immigrants. For example, I read the other day that in 4 years, people will start asking, more people are going to be religious, and they will ask for halal meat. So if you are a restaurant in 5 years, you see the demographics, people are going to eat halal food. So if you open a restaurant, make sure you introduce halal products. So a demographic change, or even the education. So I'll tell you an example of my party or the festival I've done about the demographic change. I identified that 70% of Jordanians were below the age of 35. What does this mean? It means that they are youth. When you have youth, they need entertainment. So I identified an opportunity according to a demographic change, or the demographics of my community, their age, or even it could be the education. So keep reading, keep reading. And any article is relevant to you. If you see, like, for example, education. So let's say we understand that so many people are going into education. So I will go and teach, right? So I identified an opportunity. Or we create, or Zoom. Look at Zoom, what they're doing. Look at all of these. There was a change in the education platform, for example. Another one is social change, values, cultures, communities. Social change is done in a longer period of time, but Canada is a big example of social change. How, we have the Italian community, we have the Indian community, we have the Arab community, we have different cultures. So this is an opportunity for you to jump into the wagon and see what social change is happening. And I'm telling you, I'm not giving you this session for now. Maybe in 10 years, you'll go back to this session. It's going to be on YouTube, by the way. So maybe in 10 years, or when you decide to do your own business, you go back to these slides. But keep reading, keep exploring, keep journaling, writing stuff. It's very easy. Another one is economic change, of course, costs, incomes, tariffs. So for example, if I'm doing a product that involves carton board, for example, and then I know that the carton board tariffs from the US are zero. So I will create more because the costs are decreasing. The costs, or for example, the tariffs on cars, or on, anyways, tariffs and a product that you are trying to do. So this is an opportunity. The costs went down, or the incomes are going up, for example. So identify dissect your economy, dissect the age group. How many people are employed? How many people are unemployed? This will affect you, because if you want to come up with an idea to sell caviar, for example, or a delicacy, or a luxury, it's not time for it, because people's income is decreasing and people are spending more, less of their disposable income on entertainment, for example. So don't do it now, do it later. So check all of these factors. Another thing is regulations. Okay, regulatory change, the laws and rules and policies that the government puts in place. These rules are very important to know what they are, because it might create an opportunity for you, or it might shut down your idea because it does not make sense, because there are rules now for restaurants that they cannot serve after 9 p.m. So this is a new rule. So this is not an opportunity, but an opportunity could be a hot dog cart in the street after people are leaving the restaurant or the bar or whatever. They're hungry, they smell the hot dog cart. So this is an opportunity. The rules change. Restaurants are closing at 9 p.m. They cannot serve indoor in their restaurant. So you do a cart outside of hot dogs or whatever dish you want. So these, look, see, I'm identifying stuff from, you know, my daily life, our regulations, our routines as well. And finally, where is it? And finally is the technological change. No one can deny the technological change. Imagine there's no technology. You know, how many opportunities, like probably you were born with an iPhone or now, or the kids, you know, my nephew went, so my nephew was like 2 years old and he knows how to scroll on the iPhone, right? And he keeps scrolling. He went to the TV. He went to the TV and started scrolling. He thought that the TV is a smart screen. So what I want to say is that technology changes rapidly. So jump on the wagon, see what we need, see what things are. Like Zoom now, they jumped on the wagon, they're enhancing their product. It was a small idea that it was like Skype, it was like FaceTime, whatever. They actually identified an opportunity because of the technological change and demographic change and social, and so it's a mixture. Usually it's a mixture of elements that affect the opportunity or your idea. Okay, any questions? Anyone would like to add anything? Any questions?
Ma'am, what about the natural changes?
Oh, natural changes, the catastrophic
natural calamities, earthquake, and like COVID.
Yeah, this is, where can we put this? Where do you think we can put this? So COVID definitely affected and natural demographic change. There was demographic change. Also, like demographic, like if there's a flood or tsunami and many countries lost so many people, right? Or even now, demographic change, you're right, you're completely right. Like now the older people are getting sick. They're the worst, right? So in few years, we will experience less older people, for example. I mean, I hate to say this. So, but you're right, the catastrophes and stuff changed the demographics. It also changed regulations as well. The government wants to support, right? So they change regulations for the economy to continue. Also economic change, because the costs of certain elements, for example, you said an earthquake, right? So an earthquake hits all the crops in India, for example, in a certain area in India, or there was like so hot weather that the whole crop was actually destroyed. So this is an economic change, because now we don't have supply of this certain product. I don't know, what is it famous in India? What crop, farming? What is a famous product?
Wheat and rice.
Wheat and rice. So imagine they got burned from a certain catastrophe. Then the costs will increase because there is no supply. There's not enough for people. So people would start paying more for crops, for example. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, Ashpreet. Excellent. So next, what is next? The importance of entrepreneurship. Why are we Can someone tell me why is it? Actually, you actually said it, and Ashpreet said most of it. The importance of being an entrepreneur. Can you remind us why? Why is it important to be an entrepreneur? Other than having your own business and traveling whenever you want and taking vacation times, trust me, this does not happen. When you own your own business, you will work 24/7. But this is also important, the life-work balance. So make sure if you're an entrepreneur and you actually do your own job, leave space for you and your personal life, because your mental health, you will not succeed if you are not happy in your mental daily life. So imagine you're working a lot and you're stressing out because you're an entrepreneur, you have a new business, and don't stress out. You need to take it easy. So let me identify what are some of the important aspects of being an entrepreneur. So first, entrepreneurs create their own business. So you are your own boss. Nice. Who wants to be their own boss? All of you, I think, because all of you want to be entrepreneurship. Second, entrepreneurs add to the national income and they create employment. So I want you to think not in micro, not only about yourself. I want you to think bigger, the bigger picture. So if you open a supermarket or a restaurant or whatever, then it's not only you who is working. It's not only you who is getting an income. It's also the employment you do, how many people you employ. So this person, let's say I work at Ashpreet's restaurant. What idea, Ashpreet, do you have? Do you have an idea? I can give an example.
I want to own my own fashion brand, clothing brand.
Fashion
So
brand. Okay, so you can dress me.
yes, for sure.
Great. Yeah. So Ashpreet has an idea of a fashion brand. So she will recruit, tailors. She will buy the material. So all of this money that she uses. So let's say I work with Ashpreet and I am the tailor, right? So she will pay me at the end of the month a salary. I will take the salary and go buy things from the supermarket. And then the guy at the supermarket will create money, right? So this guy in the supermarket will take his salary and go buy food. And this guy who's buy food will make people in the restaurant work. So when people in the restaurant work, they will go and buy a t-shirt and they will come back to Ashpreet eventually. So entrepreneurs add to the national income. And they create employment. So some areas, especially here in Canada, there are some areas where the government give you subsidies. They give you funds and money to open something in an area where unemployment is high, where employment is low. So they need to create jobs. So the government here, I will give you at the end of the session some links where you can see the opportunities, and they keep on changing. So just Google it and see what funds there are to be an entrepreneur. So basically, like I said, in an area which is not unemployment is really high, the government helps out. They put new regulations, for example, as well, that this is not taxed, or you get a tax deduction or anything. So entrepreneurs add to national income and create employment. Also, entrepreneurs also create social change. They offer unique goods and services. So they offer something different, something that it might be available. It's okay to be available, like the fashion. Ashpreet, for example, will have a fashion brand, right? It would be unique because she is offering a unique product. You as well, whatever you do, even if there's a million fashion brands, a million restaurants, and you will offer a unique product, and you are all unique. I always tell my students this: you are unique. You have qualities and you have uniqueness that you need to identify and excel with. Okay. And then as well, community development for a good cause. So some organizations are not for profit, so they create something. The money that comes in is for the people to pump back into the community or the good cause or into the business. For example, it's not only about, you know, being sad or da 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 da. I worked with a company in Abu Dhabi, which was a government company, but it's for events. So it wants to create an economy for incoming tourists to enjoy the UAE or Abu Dhabi as a destination. So I created the events part. So this is also a good cause, because when I create an event, people will work, income will come, we will have a tourism. Tourism is an export. An export, there's import and export. Tourism is an export. Export usually X out, but tourism is an export, although we get tourists into our country. Why is it an export? Because we get money. The economy gets money in return. People will exchange rupees. They will exchange the currency. It's economics. This is another topic by itself. So hopefully I'll do a session about economics one day. Okay. All right. So these are few of the important parts. And of course, being your own boss. I like this. So here's a nutshell of a business plan. They always tell you business plan, business plan, business plan. What is a business plan? A business plan basically is not only for people that will give you funds. A business plan is something that you do to know that you are on track, to know that it's like a plan for you to see where you're at. You do it at the beginning of your project, even if you don't have ideas. Even if you don't have it's just an idea phase. So for you to be able to know if this works, first we see the market. Does the market needs such a product? How do we know about the market? We can do a survey. We can ask the people around us. We can do so many things to know what the market needs. We can review secondary data. There's the research, you have primary research and secondary research. I think my students know it. We took it in the communication class, but primary is when you do your own market research. You get people into a room, for example, a focus group, and you ask them about your idea, or you give them to taste one of your ice cream that you're doing, you want to sell to businesses. So you understand what the market needs, and also the market, you understand how many people are of this age group, how many people are of that age group. Identify who your market is. And then this is not in chronological order, so I'm just telling you what a business plan has. It needs to have a timeline. It shouldn't be just endless. It needs to have a timeline. So the start date is this, and I need to, by this date, I need to have a demo of my project, of my ice cream. And then I'm saying ice cream because one of my friends is creating his own ice cream, and he wants to sell it in stores and supermarkets. So I tested it a few days ago. So I asked him to do a timeline. So he's testing it now, and then by January 20th, for example, he needs to go and he needs to perfect the menu first, and to be consistent. The ice cream, and then he can go to the places, to the shops, and so on and so on. So there you need to have a timeline. Of course, product description. What is your product? So these, take them as headlines. If you are planning to do a business plan, take them as a headline. You know, the market, product description, timeline, and then work strategy. How are we going to work on this thing? What are our goals? Why are we doing this product? Why are we doing this ice cream? It's a vegan ice cream. Wow, amazing. So our goal is to reach the vegan market or the vegetarian market, because it's a vegan ice cream with coconut sugar, for example. So this is our goal. We analyze everything about the product, about the service, about where we're at, about our competitors, of course, the operations. The operations is how are we going to do it? So, for example, the ice cream example is where am I going to do it? Is it going to be in, I'm going to rent a commercial kitchen, or I'm going to buy my own kitchen, or what is the operation? Who are my competitors? This is very important. You need to do a competitive analysis. identify who your competitors are and put the advantages or the values that your competitors give you, give that you cannot give, and vice versa. So you say, my product is, you do actually a SWOT analysis. It's over there. Wait, okay. You do a SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. So strength is, what is the strength of your product? So let's go back to the ice cream, the vegan ice cream. The strength of my friend is that it's vegan. So it would target the vegan market. It's less in sugar. That's a strength. It is tasty. It is this. So you identify the strength. Then you identify the weaknesses. So what are the weaknesses? Is it I'm missing a certain ingredients, for example, that I cannot find in Canada? This is a major weakness, but I'm not saying about my friend's business, but I'm giving you examples. Then opportunities, where can I go as an opportunity? The opportunity is to make these later on as, popsicles, or that we can sell them anywhere in supermarkets. And what are the threats? The threats, for examples, are that it is ice cream. It might not stay for a long time. Or so you identify you do a SWOT analysis: strength, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Of course, you say who the team is. So who the team is, you put your name and you put a brief description about yourself, like my name is Ashpreet, and I am a very enthusiastic learner. I do this, I do that, and I have an eye for fashion. I've been doing this since I was a kid. Tell a story. So tell a story about the team members that you're working with. Of course, marketing. Marketing is a whole, like, it's my baby. Marketing is a major part of any business plan. You need to tell people the simple marketing is 4 P's. This is the simple one. It's 5 P's, 7 P's, but 4 P's: price, product, promotion, and place. So price. What is the price? I'm going to put my ice cream or my event. Let's say I'm doing a party. What is the ticket price? So price. Product. What is my product? What makes it unique? For example, I'm getting a big DJ that's coming. So this is the uniqueness of it. Price, product, promotion. Where am I going to market it? Is it online, on Facebook ads, on Instagram, on TikTok, on wherever? Where is my market as well? Like, if I want to do a marketing plan for India, I'm not going to put TikTok because TikTok is now banned in India, right? So I'll put stuff that are relevant to the market that I'm targeting. What else? Success. So the success, to have a solid business plan leads to success. Of course, your mission, and financially. Financially, usually you put your costs, and you put in how many years or how many months you're going to get back your initial investment. So this is also a finance, debt, equity. It's another course by itself. So yeah, this is, in a nutshell, this is what a business plan is. This is just the basics. It's not basics, it has everything. So if you take one by one and you go back to my this session and start your business plan, and I'm happy to look at it if you have one ready. Even if when we finish this semester, you have my email, you can contact me. Okay, any questions? Anything to add?
It's the time for questions.
Yeah. I mean, I think I have, I have a few more slides, and what I will do, I'm going to put everyone in breakout rooms. I'm going to divide you into 3 to 4 people, and I want you to meet each other, and then brainstorm an idea from what we've talked about. Remember the opportunities. Wait, let me just finish this slide. Some resources for entrepreneurs. Here are some resources. Of course, as I told you, if you go on Google and say entrepreneurs, Canada, Toronto, even Brampton, wherever you are, wherever you're living, there is an opportunity for entrepreneurship. You can know by the city, you can know by the street if this idea would work, or if this restaurant would work, for example. So everyone, this is one, I love this one. So everyone can tell you the risk, everyone can tell you the risk, but an entrepreneur is the one that would see the reward at the end of the tunnel. There are risks, there are always risks. And I'm telling you, do not take risks that you're not okay with, or do not take risks that you really know that this is not going to work. Check out the reward, see what's behind it, and take the risk. Take it. What's going to happen? You'll lose like some money, you lose your time, you lose. It is better to try to do something rather than sit there and say, oh, I wish I did this, I wish I did that. I had an idea, and I was, last story. I had an idea when I was in university, when I was in college. So I used to, we in my MBA program, we had to wear high heels. So I used to take the subway and take the bus, and it was cold, and I was running in high heels because we had to wear something nice. So I came up with an idea, detachable high heels. So I think the woman can relate, or Davi, maybe your wife can relate to this. So detachable high heels. So this was a need that I wanted. I don't want to keep on like commuting an hour with high heels. So I said, why don't we look into high heels that are detachable? So when I go out through the subway and TTC and running around, I detach it, it's flat. I go, and when I go into a meeting, I click in my high heels and I look professional. So yeah, this is an idea, but I didn't do it, but because it needed physics, it needed biology, it needed so many things, and I was doing the events part as well. So see, ideas come through this, through a gap, through something you need or people need in the market.
Okay, maybe one of the students can take this idea, Julian.
Oh, take it, do it, please, and give it to me. I don't want it anymore. I'm in my pajama. No. Okay, great. So before I put you in breakout rooms, we still have 15-20 minutes. I'll put you in breakout room for like 10 minutes. Before that, any questions? Anyone would like to add anything? Okay. I know everyone is laughing, although I can't see your faces. I know you're laughing. Okay. So what we're going to do is we want to discuss in smaller groups as a team, just come up with an idea and list why there is an entrepreneurship opportunity. Just to recap, here are what creates an opportunity. It could be a demographic change. I mean, we said lots of things, but you can also use an example of what we talked about and identify an idea, identify why is it good, or maybe it's not good. Brainstorm with each other. So I'll put like probably every three of you together. I'm gonna break you out for like 8 minutes, not more than 8 minutes. Then we're gonna come back and, or maybe 5 minutes, and then we can come back and discuss.